gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're talking about the top 10 draft picks and what we could potentially be seeing in Madden Mobile. Now, as you know, if you guys have been grinding the different live events like you saw in my past video, you will notice that there are 10 draft picks that EA is allowing us to get, and then come NFL Draft Day, the first 10 picks will automatically become that card of the player that was picked. So let's say, the first player off the board is Josh Allen. Your number 1 pick collectible will turn into a 117 overall Josh Allen quarterback with a potential boost. Now, we've seen Jared Goff draft version get like +4 double boosts, which was absolutely outrageous. It might have even been +5. So we could see some absolutely unreal boosts on these draft players. But today's video is going to be a little bit different. Today we're talking about what kind of players could we see. More importantly, what positions are we potentially going to see. Now, if you guys have a number 4 or a number 5 draft pick, what you can do is you can take the draft picks that you currently have and match them up with this list and see what player you're most likely to have. Now, of course, nobody in the NFL, no analyst, no anyone can predict the draft correctly, because it's going to be trades, it's going to be happening momentarily, it's going to be happening instantly, it's going to be happening all these different ways that you can never predict. But my goal is to give out the most standard, kind of simple, here's what could potentially happen, and then of course we'll go over how many of each position we'll see potentially in the first 10 picks. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So as you know, the Cleveland Browns have the number 1 pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, and it's between Sam Darnold and Josh Allen. Now, based off of what I've been reading, what I've been seeing, I feel like Josh Allen has the slight edge. I think he's a slightly better competitor. Based off the statements from the front office, I think it's safe to say that we're going to see either Sam Darnold or Josh Allen as the quarterback. I personally think Josh Allen. So right there, if you have a number 1 Madden Mobile pick, you most likely will see either Darnold or Josh Allen as your number 1 overall pick card for Madden Mobile. Now, number 2 is the New York Giants. Now, many people say, well, you got to draft the future quarterback, but I think they're going to sit comfy with Eli Manning for maybe a few more seasons, maybe look at someone later down the draft, but I do see Saquon Barkley being their guy. Multiple New York reporters and analysts have basically said that Saquon is their guy, so this is probably one of the safest picks if you want a savage 117 overall running back with a potential boost. You should probably go and try get the number 2 Madden Mobile collectible, because that's going to award you most likely Saquon Barkley. Now, coming to number 3, we have the New York Jets. Obviously, Baker Mayfield has had much conversation with the Jets. The Jets love him, and I think that this is going to be their guy. Now, even though Sam Darnold or potentially Josh Allen could still be on the table, I think that they want Baker Mayfield as the face of the franchise. He's going to fit well with the city, and I think that Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield is going to be the 3rd pick, so we could potentially see another 117 overall quarterback card. Now, probably not as good of boosts as the Josh Allen, but I do see a 117 overall quarterback again in the 3rd pick. Now, for the 4th pick, this is the Cleveland Browns. Now, of course, this pick could be traded. We have no clue what's going to happen, but if the Cleveland Browns have already drafted Josh Allen, they're going to go with the next best option for their team, which is going to be Bradley Chubb, defensive end from NC State. This dude's an absolute monster. So the Cleveland Browns could be getting a defensive end, which would mean that we would see a 117 overall defensive end draft card, which would be pretty freaking awesome to get a defensive end 117 overall card. Now, for the 5th pick, it was originally the Denver Broncos pick, but a lot of analysts are saying the Broncos are going to trade down picks to either potentially the Buffalo Bills, or my prediction, I think that they're going to trade with the New England Patriots, and I think that the Patriots are going to come in, or the Bills, and they're going to take the next best quarterback, and I think that's going to be Sam Darnold. Now, Sam Darnold would be a perfect fit for New England. He'd be able to train under Brady for the next 1 or 2 years until Brady retires. I think Sam Darnold would be an excellent pick for the Patriots. Then, of course, for the Buffalo Bills, they did trade with the Broncos. The Bills would definitely, sign Sam Darnold, so they have the future ready. Number 6, Tremaine Edmonds, absolute monster, linebacker from Virginia Tech. You know who he is. He had over 200 tackles and I think like 10 sacks or something like that. The dude went freaking off. I think that Edmonds will be somewhere in the top 10, so you could expect, I believe it's going to be a 1 115 overall linebacker for Madden Mobile. Then if we go down to number 7, you got Durbin James, one of the most popular defensive backs in college football from Florida State. Tampa Bay needs a lot of help with their secondary. They got juiced literally all year last season. So Durbin James is going to be our first defensive back off the board, and we could see that with a 115 card as well. Go down to Quentin Nelson, offensive guard from Notre Dame. Chicago Bears, they need to protect Trubisky, so I think that Quentin Nelson is going to be a great addition to this team. Then you got defensive back Denzel Ward from Ohio State for the San Francisco 49ers, who would be a fantastic player. That's another defensive back coming out as well. And then Minkah Fitzpatrick, another defensive back for the Oakland Raiders out of Alabama. And as you can see, we have my full kind of predictions laid out. Now, is this going to be the order? No, this is not going to be the order. Nobody knows the order, but these are sort of the top recruits for positions, and then based off that, I went off what teams need, and that's kind of how I came together with this consensus. So if you look at the right side of the screen, you're going to see that the positions, there are 3 QBs that are on here, 1 linebacker, 1 halfback, 3 defensive backs, 1 defensive end, and 1 offensive guard that could potentially be out of those top 10 picks, which is pretty dope. I think safeties and cornerbacks are huge, and you get defensive backs, at least 3 of them. Quarterbacks, you're going to be set. You're going to have at least, I think, 3 quarterbacks in the first 10 picks. And then you got an offensive guard, which would be fun, a defensive end, and a linebacker too. So I think the more positions we can cover with the top 10 picks would be really nice, because then we have more variety, more of a chance. So with that in mind, take a look at the picks you have, the picks that you want. Let's say you're like, man, I have pick 1. Well, you can most likely assume that it's going to be a quarterback. Or you're like, I have pick number 2. Most likely it's going to be Saquon Barkley. Well, I have, pick number 9. That's the 49ers. Well, they definitely need a defensive player. So you're going to look at, a safety or a cornerback. For spots that could be traded up and down, I think 4 and 5 are kind of iffy. You could see 4 be, like a Bradley Chubb from the Browns. Or 4 could be the Buffalo Bills trying to get Sam Darnold. Or you could see the New England Patriots coming in at 5 for Sam Darnold. I do think Baker Mayfield is going to be the guy for the Jets. So number 3, I feel like is pretty confident. I think the first 3 picks I'm pretty solid on. And then when it gets to like Durbin James, Quentin Nelson, between Durbin and Tremaine Edmonds, it kind of can be back and forth. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If so, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Again, this isn't a video for you to for me to give my opinion on the picks, and everyone's like, oh, F you, that's not what I think. This is a rough draft. This is the only reason I'm doing this is so that we can get a picture of kind of what we're going to see with the first 10 picks in Madden Mobile. So hopefully you guys have a great day. I'm going to have a video coming out where I open up packs to get top 10 picks, and that's going to be fun. And I'll compare it to this, and it'll be really dope. But I love you all, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.
Don't forget to subscribe, baby.